Hi friends, it's author Ashley Ryan. Welcome back to the Flourishing Quill. Today we're going to be talking about conquering writer's block. Okay, these are the things that I do whenever I am stuck in a story and I can't figure out how to proceed. So these are things that help me. So hopefully, these tips will help you. Okay, the first thing is I would take a day or two to step away from the story. Okay, because when you're in the middle of it, you can get frustrated really easily when things don't flow to you like you're trying to create. You get to a point and it's just, okay, what now? So a good plan is to not get frustrated and to back away from the work for a day or two. Now, when you come back, you can reread it and maybe something will jar your ideas and then you can continue on. Okay, it's possible that that doesn't work either. So something I like to do a lot is I like to read something else, watch TV or a movie or something. I usually will go back to like Old Faithful, things that I know that I really enjoy. Like I love romance, so I love Hallmark movies. Sweet Magnolias, which is on Netflix right now. I just think that's absolutely adorable. So I will sit and watch things that I enjoy doing. Okay, because what happens is, and it's not to gain ideas of what they're doing. It is that it refreshes your creative well. Sometimes it's something as simple as just a scene in the entire show that you just really love, and really enjoy. And then you feel that just happiness about it. And then you try to transcend that from how you feel into your work. Okay, so if your creative well is dry, you need to refill it. You need to refill yourself. You need to take time for yourself to do things that you enjoy. Okay, I know a lot of authors will go on walks, and when they're by themselves, they have time to think. Okay, and that's not really an option for me. But if that helps you, give it a try. Because if you're at writer's block, it can feel like it's the end of your career. Oh my goodness, where do I go from here? I don't have any idea what I'm doing. But it's okay. It's okay. Just take a breath and then try something different and then come back to it. Okay, and not all of these will work every time, but eventually you're going to find a way that works for you and that helps you create what you're trying to create. Okay, let's see. Know when to end your book. Okay, so if your work is getting to a point where it feels like, okay, this is just dragging on, and I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where this is going, okay, now that's the way if you're a pantser. Okay, like from my other video. If you're a plotter, you already have all of it figured out, right? But even when you're plotting, you can come into writer's block. Okay, so you have to know when to end the story. Okay, what am I trying to achieve? And hopefully, maybe this doesn't work for everyone, but this is how I see it. From the very beginning of the book, I know how it's going to end every single time. I know the very end. What the final page? What's it going to say? And what do I want to leave readers with? What do you want to leave your readers with? What feelings do you want to leave with them? So that that's the amazing thing about being able to be an author is that you can create this whatever you want to create, but at the end of the book, you're leaving your readers with something. What is it? What are you trying to leave them with? Okay, so that can also help fuel progress when you have writer's block because you're trying to leave the reader with a feeling, with whatever, and so you want to be able to accomplish that. So then you have to sit down and really think, okay, how do I get that point across? Okay, and so to know when to end your book is if you're just dragging it on and you're not happy with it, and it's like, okay, I've got to hit this word count or whatever, scale back and redirect or in the book. It's okay. I mean, it can be shorter. It's okay. It really is, And I think, you may get dinged on it in the reviews for a shorter book, but I would rather get dinged for a shorter book than to get dinged for a book that somebody didn't like. Okay, there's a huge difference. Okay, to me, I have a lot of the negative reviews come from people who say the work is too short, and I had one person say the work was it's too short but addicting, and it left a 1 star, and I thought, well, that's a compliment, and it is a compliment because if it's addicting, then I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I have set out to do, right? So it's okay if it's a bit shorter. If you're going to a point in it where it's not making sense or you're having to create all this crazy stuff just to kind of get the word length, don't do that. Just scale it back a little bit, okay? Know when to end your book. Okay, could you take your book in a different direction? So, you may have had a way that you saw it ending, but maybe now you have writer's block. Okay, well, I can't figure out how to get past this. So, take it a different direction. go a different way. Okay, so you could do that. You could take it in a different direction. Do you just need some downtime to think through your story? I think as authors, one of the things is that we are so passionate about writing, so passionate about them, and we love telling the stories. So I don't, I know for myself, when I want to write, I just want to write all the time, and it's not feasible. It's not feasible. You know, you have your home and your children and your spouse to take care of. You know, you have all these things that absolutely require and deserve your attention. Okay, so when you write, you know, you try to put in as much as you can in the amount of time that you can. So I know if you're, you know, have that little fire inside of you, like other authors, is you just want to write all the time, and you're always thinking of stories like, oh, I'd really like to just sit down and write this out, you know, but you can't, you know, it's dinner time, right? So the thing is too, you want to also take some downtime. Okay, I'm not saying that you're not ever going to stop thinking that way, because your mind's going to be running, you know, all the time. In the middle of the night, I wake up and I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, that would be great. We could do that. You know, you have all these different ideas, and it's wonderful. It was wonderful to feel that way, to be so excited about something, so passionate about it. But sometimes you just need some downtime. And that if you feel like you're stressing yourself out, trying to get the story done, I mean, that's one of I love pre-orders, but that's one of the bad things about them, is that you are on a deadline. Like there's no messing around with it. You are on a deadline. And if you don't hit that deadline, then you lose your pre-order status. So, you know, be very careful about doing pre-orders too in that sense, because I mean, I think the COVID has shown us all life is so unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, a month down the road, am I going to be able to finish this book? I hope so, you know. I hope so, right? When you do a pre-order. I'll do another video about pre-orders and stuff too. But so you do need some downtime. You need time away from everything to just kind of quiet your mind and just recenter yourself, you know, that everything's okay. That everything's okay. That you're going to get through the writer's block. You know, you will figure it out. You believe in yourself. It will make sense. You know, you can do this. You know, be your own cheerleader. You know, I'm very thankful that my husband is my biggest cheerleader. You know, he never had, always says the most wonderful things to me, and I'm so thankful. And so you need somebody in your life that can cheer you on. And if you don't have somebody who is encouraging your writing career, then you have to be your biggest cheerleader. Okay, you have to tell yourself that it's okay to take a break. It's okay to rest, that, you know, you're going to get through your writer's block. You're going to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And then lastly, I think it's so very important. If you're not passionate about what you're writing about, the actual subject, the genre, it's going to be very hard to create a story that not only that you're satisfied with, but that your readers will like, and it'll show through on the reviews. I know Right to Market is a big thing, and it works. Okay, Right to Market works. If you're not passionate about that genre, you know, like for me, Westerns, they don't do anything for me. I don't like reading them. You know, they don't do anything for me. So I wouldn't just sit down and start writing a Western because it's making the most money, you know, because the readers will be able to feel that. There's no passion there. There's no, you know, excitement, you know. It's just like I'm trudging through the words, trying to get through it. And that's another thing about writer's block. If I sit down to try to start a Western, I'd be like, okay, I might start and get somewhere. I don't know where it's going to end up, you know, and I don't have any ideas for it. Okay, so for what works, I love romance. I love romance, and I always have. I've always loved romantic movies. I mean, romance in real life, you know, I love reading romantic books. So for me, that fuels that passion. Okay, you've got to find something that you're passionate about. You know, if you don't know what you're passionate about, then my biggest advice to you is to get on Amazon or go to the library, wherever you can find books, and read from different sections, read from different genres. Find something that really resonates with you, because then that's what you'll be able to write about. Because then you will be excited about it, you'll be passionate about it, and I think you'll be less likely to encounter writer's block if you have found something that you are super passionate about yourself. Okay, because that will transcend through your work. Okay, that's it for the Flourishing Quill today. So we're talking about conquering writer's block. I hope the best to you all. I know that it happens to all of us. I just think if you take some of these tips and tricks and try them out and see what works for you, or you may come up with your own tips and tricks. And if you have another idea, something that you use that I haven't mentioned, leave me a comment about it. I'd love to hear about it, because we all encounter valleys in our career, and you know, it's wonderful to be able to help each other out. All right, you all have a great day.